What's good, YouTube? Game with Mr. ENT, aka Mr. Entrepreneurial, aka you already know who I be, man. So you see the title, you see the thumbnail, you know the vibes. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on. That way, whenever I upload, you upload. So, Playmaking Glass. I hate to say it, but I really think they nerfed it this year. I've been trying to make this build for hours. I've been watching old videos from 2K20 to make this build for hours. And this is about as close as I can get to making a Playmaking Glass Cleaner. Now I know it was a lot of other builds that they nerfed. RIP to two-way slashing Playmaker. The list goes on and on. But I think this year is going to be the best year for 2K. Gotta roll with the rush, man. A lot of people was complaining about OP builds. They turned them down a little bit. Now people mad they ain't the same build. So it's like you can't win for losing, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into this build, Playmaking Glass. Hope y'all enjoy. Lock up Mr. E, of course. Power forward, left hand. You already know. Now you want to pick the defense and playmaking pie chart. That's the pie chart you want to pick. I personally prefer the speed pie chart. The balance pie chart is pretty lit too, but I'd rather speed and vert over anything else. So I'm going with speed and vert chart. Now this is the more tedious part of the build. I need y'all to really do yourself a huge service and pay attention, because this is where it gets very tricky and annoying. So you're gonna max out your driving dunk, your driving layup, your mid-range, you're gonna max that out. 3-point, max that out. Your free throw, you're gonna put that to 75. You'll see why in a minute. Your post fade, you put that on 68. So you got 8 shooting badges already, right? Follow along with the pie chart. Everything else you see on the screen. I'm actually doing a voiceover because the volume I originally made was too drony for my PlayStation, so I'm literally just freestyling over a pre-recorded video. Build as always. You gotta keep them built. But you're definitely gonna do some arranging from here on out. Now, I've made a Playmaking Glass before, and I'm pretty sure he was like 6'9", 6'10". But when I realized you can make a 6'7", 6'8" Playmaking Glass and the speed do what it's doing right now, I couldn't resist. So yeah, my Playmaking Glass, which is a power forward, it's gonna be 6'7". The weight, you're gonna drop that down. That's gonna give you some more speed. More speed a power forward surprisingly has. I mean, you got a 90 speed and an 88 acceleration. You know, where you ever seen that at? Now right here is where it gets real fancy. You're gonna see some numbers jumping around. You're gonna see a lot of defense doing a lot more jumping around. So pay more attention to that than the numbers you actually losing. Yeah, you lose a little bit on the mid-range and the 3-point shot. And I'm hoping what they said about the shooting below 75 being sus is not true. I pray it's all cap. So with a wingspan, you're gonna make that thing 87, man. 87 wingspan. Look what you gain in defense and finishing. You lose a little something in the shot. So when you're using those shooting badges, you gotta put them accordingly. You gotta use them accordingly. Now for the takeover, you already know you gotta go with playmaking. That's how you kind of finesse that whole thing and put it together like such. Slash and takeover is cool, but you know, we're trying to make a playmaking glass cleaner. So you definitely want that handling. Seen the amount of playmaking badges you got, so you're gonna need every bit of that on top of this playmaking takeover to do exactly what you need to do all over that court. A big shout out to everybody out there that like playing with the Playmaking Glass. I first got introduced to the Playmaking Glass in 2K20, and I was excited about it. I was actually mad I didn't make a build like this a long time ago, because it would have gave me everything I needed wrapped up in a bunch. There you have it, man. Playmaking Glass. Now, because of 2K being so humbling of a system, of an operation, they still put the playmaking in the name, but they just took out slashing and the glass cleaner. They took that out for the sake of people maybe complaining about how OP it was, who knows. But the Playmaking Glass Cleaner is officially nerfed. But if you were to do this build exactly how I did it, you would see that it lines up exactly how the Playmaking Glass is built in the previous year, 2K20. Yeah, man, don't get no better than that, man. Playmaking 4. I look forward to seeing a couple of these out there. You actually might. You know, these are very inspiring builds. You know, a lot of people were the most dominant with these builds. I've seen two-way slashing playmakers that's just like ridiculous. With lock takeover. I mean, you gotta think about it. I understand why they nerfed a lot of the stuff they nerfed, because it just made the game like it wasn't enjoyable at all. I ain't even gonna cap. Even though my run-ins with two-way slashing playmakers, they weren't too hectic. I mean, my defense, I think I got some pretty good defense. You know, you want to pull up and find out for yourself. You know, drop that PSN in the comment section. We can get it gwinning, you feel me? But Playmaking 4, man. That's it. That's all. It's about as good as it's going to get, man. Playmaking 4. I'm hoping that somebody finds a way to make this build say Playmaking Glass Cleaner. Might be rare. I mean, I done seen some of the greatest in this YouTube community trying to make this build, man. You know, no shameless plugs. I've seen them trying to make this build, man. It's not easy. But if you made it this far, as always, game with Mr. ENT, aka Mr. Entrepreneurial, aka. You already know who I be, man. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned, man. Because on September 4th, when that thing dropped, 12 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be lit. So stay tuned. On to the next one.